Okay. Always want us louder.
Bated breath.
Yeah. Very.
Cheers, queers, and welcome to From Behind the BarCast, take 4 of the evening.
Woo! Yes.
I'm Paxton, that's Clint Moses, that's Vincenzo. We have Sophia in the house. She'll be our guest in the second half if we make it there. I hope we do. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers to everyone. Happy birthday, Carolyn Williams.
Today is her birthday.
Today is her birthday. You know what else is today?
And on March 18th, it was April Culver's birthday. Happy birthday,
thank you.
April.
Both patrons.
Both patrons.
Also today, Carolyn's daughter and her son-in-law, it's their 1-year anniversary.
That's right. Happy anniversary.
So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, birthday, all the...
I think the role play thing was what was messing up our take, so I'm not going to do it anymore. But
Insert where you did role play.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say if you go into a busy bar, especially I don't know on like St. Patrick's Day when there's 1,000 people there, do not ask me to charge your phone for you.
Oh no,
I will throw. They're like, hey man, you got an iPhone charger, and I do.
I do, and you.
But
can't
I
have
don't. Like I brought mine. I'm not staring at my.
You'll never get it.
I'm not staring at my fucking phone like a teenager all goddamn day. So
Yeah,
maybe
this is gonna be a
yeah,
podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna be just we're here fucking. But speaking of fucking, happy anniversary, Franklin.
I just know I didn't have the board in my hand.
Happy anniversary.
So
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day has come and gone, and I have to tell you from personal experience this year, I have regained faith in the generality in the new crop of college-aged drinkers.
Because it was a younger crowd for sure, especially even downtown.
I probably only had 2 or 3 people that I was like, you pieces of shit, you didn't tip. Everyone was, all the kids, everyone whose ID I checked. So basically that's
Still tipped.
everyone was patient. They tipped. They knew what they were drinking. They knew what they were ordering.
No one ordered Tito's and vodka.
No one ordered Tito's and vodka. And if they said I would like a vodka and whatever, and I said, would you like Tito's or Well, they would go, oh, you have Tito's. I'll take that instead of how much is Tito's and how much is the Well.
That's good. There was some good news this week.
That's what I'm saying. So I especially went in. I worked Friday. I had a gig Saturday. I didn't do well. What I did was I reset up the studio on Thursday, which none of you know this at this point, but we just spent an hour and a half
And it took
failing.
And it took me an hour to get here because we couldn't find pineapple juice.
We found it.
We found pineapple orange blend. Oh, we had it in our hands at one point, and they put it down. I was like, this is too much.
So we're having a painkiller. Cheers.
Painkiller. We'll talk about it later because we got to kill the pain first.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of pain, got a little update
Okay.
on Scott Jacobs.
So this right now, it's either the best troll ever, or the the greatest gift from the heavens.
Scott, today about noon on Patreon.
I get an email on
New
my
subscriber, Scott Jacobs, 44AOL.com if you want to email him. If it's you, Scott, welcome.
Welcome. Yeah.
Thank you for your money.
Yeah. Also, if it is you and you did it out of like spite to learn what we said about you, why didn't you go in the cheaper tier? Why did you come in at 10?
Well, and none of that stuff was Patreon exclusive, anyways.
No, we talked about it a little bit on the Patreon, but nothing like crazy.
But if it's not, and you just made up the name Scott Jacobs and became a patron,
Just to screw us?
You're a next level fan.
Yeah. I actually want to know it's you, like eventually, because like it's just good job. If you can start like liking all the stuff, all the Patreon stuff, yeah, that'd be great. Prior to this, I already had another Scott Jacobs update.
Oh, wow.
So I had dinner at one of our favorite local restaurants, Bubba Gumbo's, on Friday.
Shout out Bubba Gumbo's.
Had my family, my cousin Kevin, his wife Carrie were in town. P is here. We had a party of like, 13, or a gang of us that got to sit up on the porch, and was talking to Anna, Caitlin's girl, and she went to La Scala one night, shortly before Scott became our chef. And was like, we were talking about him. She was like, what does he look like? So I showed her a picture. And she said, oh, yeah, he cooked at La Scala. And I was like, well, I think he went in the kitchen and cooked with the chef a few times, which is how he kind of snaked his way in. And she's like, oh, no, he was cooking this night. And her and Megan Hall and some of the other girls were there. And the food was terrible. And they sent it back. Like, the fish was overcooked. They had problems with, like, every dish.
And see, Anna and them are cool. They're
industry people. They're not going to send back.
They're not going to send shit back unless
it's terrible. Not an expensive restaurant, so I get it. So then he came out to the table to talk to them about the food he had made them, and after they've already sent it back,
And why they were wrong that it was.
I guess, and like so he, and then was like hitting on them, and was like, "You should come to the bar and have a drink with me." After he made you terrible food, and was like openly and aggressively hitting on them. And I'm pretty sure this man is still married, or at least he was, and he's got kids. But like, also he's like in his 50s, and these are girls that are under 30.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know I can't cook, but you know what I can't do either? Screw. So he was probably a porn star. But
he won
An
11
Emmy-winning portion.
yeah. He won 11 AVN awards.
I was about to say, what are the awards? The AVN awards.
But I thought it would be kind of funny though, since if he subscribed to the
I
Patreon.
won 11 AVN awards for best
and-
fluffer.
And he started listening and actually like really liked our podcast.
That'd be pretty amazing, actually.
He'd be bragging to people, He'd be like, "I've been on this wildly popular Emmy-winning podcast, internationally
All
known."
of a sudden, we would
You
be the
almost
biggest
said
podcast.
Porncast podcast.
We would automatically be the
This
biggest
podcast,
podcast
this
in
podcast
the
has
world.
been fucking us tonight.
So I see you have a tablet in front of you because I had a few comments from people that are like, "Why does Clint look at his phone all the time during the podcast? That's unprofessional." I was like, "Listen, that's where he can see. I'm an analog guy, pen and paper.
I make notes on my phone. I can talk to it. Make notes.
No, understood. And I was like, well, he's looking at his notes, So I was like, man, you got a tablet.
Well, you were like, "Why don't you just write notes down?" And I was like, "Have you seen my handwriting?
And
I'll need a cipher up here for me to figure out what the hell I even wrote."
I guess if you have like a parent as a doctor, then you're gonna get the.
I
the
write like I
bad
talk, so it comes out. And like I went to college I got a couple of degrees, man. So I like spent time writing a lot.
If you wrote like you talked, it would look like hieroglyphs.
It
like,
does.
Like from the
It does.
Aztec
Like when I'm writing
temples.
notes for myself, because like when I would to prepare for tests, I would just rewrite stuff. You learn better that way. And so but when I'm writing that again, I'm not going to read it ever again. So it was just to get the words out. It was it's a mess.
So what was your St. Patrick's Day?
Well, I don't work on.
No,
we were closed. So
Yeah.
mine was okay.
So that was Thursday. So I
So
stayed, yeah.
Tuesday and Wednesday were good. We're busy, and like I said, good tippers. Didn't have any problems. Had some good people.
But you guys aren't like extra busy during St. Patrick's Day, being that you're like a
the bar, but we're busy because people are in town.
Is your kitchen open for St. Patrick's?
No, the kitchen was closed. The bar was open.
Right.
I went by there and hung out, and it was
You
good.
went?
And then it got, but I ended up helping close the bar down due to.
Oh, what a nice guy! A real team player.
People were a little inebriated.
I'm sure, yeah.
That were there that may have been supposed to be working.
What were the hours that day? Because you guys are dinner normally.
So so the
right?
GM and another guy opened up during the day at like 10, and we're open during the day, and then another people kind of tiered their way in. Like somebody came in at 5, somebody came in at 8, and they were pretty steady. Like it wasn't slammed, but I did see a girl fight a wall. This couple, it was like 1 a.m. The wall won. I fought the wall, and the wall won. So this couple was arguing in the lane. Like I walked Charlotte and Sophia to their cab, was coming back around, and I saw you could just see this man's face was just, and she was like giving him all the business. He is at this point still holding her purse though, and they're going at it for a while. I go inside, I come back outside. They're still out there trying to figure out their problems in relationship. She goes over and swings at him 2 good right crosses and catches him both times. He had his hands in his pockets while he's punching him. Now he was bigger than me and she was smaller than Vinny, so like she wasn't hurting him, but she slugged him twice and he was like kind of walking away from her. Then so then she punched the brick wall behind the SunTrust, or Truist, excuse me, SunTrust a few times. And he like went over by the dumpster and like peed over there. And he's walking back. And I was like, "Hey man, let me get you a glass of water." He's like, "F off," and like. So somebody else tried to get him. I was like, "I'm going to put this water over here for you." Like you see him, like you might need some water. So about that time, she's like in the open parking lot. He's kind of in the lane. Here come 2 cops on horses. I'm like, "Oh, cool. They'll take care of this problem." Nope. They just kept going because they stopped as the cops rode
They
by.
just trotted on by. How you doing,
Yeah,
sir? Ka-clunk, 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 like John
It was
Wayne.
like, great. And like an hour later, guess what they're doing? Making out on the corner.
Of course. Oh yeah. All's forgiven on St.
All's
Patrick's
forgiven.
Day. You know,
I bet her hand looked like crap.
here's the
next day.
thing. So when you tell that story, and that's the first time I've heard it, hearing that he's got his hands in his pockets while he's getting beat up tells me that this situation is a common occurrence, and his defense
escalated
mechanism
before.
to be like, I'm not going to get physical with my girlfriend,
Yeah.
wife, whatever. is
Especially
to put
on
it-
St. Patrick's Day.
Is to put his hands into his pockets.
So he looks completely innocent.
exactly.
And I'm like, and I was like, good props to this guy for being able to handle it well. Because like I'm not holding your purse while you punch me.
He was trying to get his balls back out of the purse, probably.
That might be. Speaking of things I won't do for you, if I buy you a toilet seat because you're my homeboy, and let's just say your name is Travis, because I'm so good with names.
Yeah.
Because he'll hear this podcast one day. Travis' toilet seat had been broken since we started the podcast. Like, not bad. He was functional, but I was like, oh, you know what? I have to use the bathroom
So
on occasion.
his bathroom, just to explain, here at the house, here at the studios, his bathroom is the office bathroom.
Yes, it's the
Because
common bathroom.
it's right next to where we
So
record.
we use it, and I was like, you know what? I'll buy this man a toilet seat, but I'm not putting it on for him.
But imagine, you never told him that. He comes home, and
It's
he walks
just-
in, and there's a toilet seat on his bed.
I opened it up, put it on his bed.
The funny thing is, he didn't say anything
He'd say
to
anything
me.
to you, to me, or anybody.
Nothing.
No. And then I saw him Friday and was like, hey, man, I got your toilet seat. He's like, oh, yeah, man, thanks.
I just knew he was going to be like, hey, roommate, come here, man. Let me talk to you real quick. Yeah,
Because-
what's up? Man, there's a toilet seat on my bed.
And shockingly,
Is this some kind of
Trying to
sorority
tell me
prank?
something?
it's like the Godfather puts a toilet seat. So I expect today when I get here for be on there, it's not. And I still won't install a man's toilet seat. But, if it's for a woman, I'll install her toilet
So,
seat. Then you could smell it a few times and make sure that,
I stayed in Atlanta at some friend's house. So they had went to Peru and during New Year's, and they let us stay at their house over New Year's while we were going to see Humphreys at the Tabernacle. And I went, and they had just had a baby. So the baby's like 8 or 9 months old. So they bought one of those toilet seats that have the double seat, one that's really small for the kid.
Oh,
or you
yeah.
could lift it. But they hadn't installed it yet. And they were so nice, they left us like mushroom chocolates and
Oh, okay.
DMT sticks and all this shit, So I was like, I saw it in the bathroom, and I was like, you know
I
what?
thought you were going to be like, there's food in the fridge.
Yeah, no.
A chocolate on the pillow. I can live with a chocolate on the pillow.
Mushroom chocolate.
It's better
on
than a
the
toilet
pillow,
seat on the pillow.
a giggle stick. And so I went to the bathroom. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this for them. So we got back from the show one night. I was like, I'm doing it right now. so I changed out their toilet seat for them. So it does happen in normal
When you
life.
go to someone's house to use the bathroom, they have like for the kids' seat, but it's like 5 inches tall, and you're like, you have to you got to really get above it to pee down in it.
Put your leg up on the top and
Yeah.
aim down.
Vinny, you okay over there? Like you want to tell me something?
No, you're good.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, that was loud.
Yeah,
So
calm down, man.
another new part of this year that I haven't experienced yet was I got my first chafe.
First shape of the season.
Yeah,
First sheriff sighting.
First
you
sheriff.
you didn't use the stick I told you about before.
No.
I told you about that. It's like a
Yeah.
deodorant stick, but you put it on your legs.
Oh,
Because guess what
yeah.
I did when I went to downtown on Thursday?
Yes.
I used the stick because I
So
knew it was
you
gonna
went
be
downtown
chill.
on Thursday, and
I
you
should have
were-
used it on my foot though, because I got a nice pair of green chucks and I wore those all day. But when it's St. Patrick's Day, it's an early morning and a late night, and I was on my feet basically for 23 hours of chucks, which is that canvas will rub you raw on the outside of your feet, and it did.
Any shoe if you wear it from. Well, what was your term?
I walked
downtown?
8.5 miles on St. Patrick's Day.
What time did you get down there?
I left the house at 7:45.
Good Lord.
And got home at late. late. Like that. But
So I didn't go downtown. I stayed here and manically rearranged the studio and apparently effed everything up and caused a lot of problems. And
it seemed to
I
be a
exercised.
should've
I
gone out
cooked
and gotten
myself-
drunk,
I
huh?
know, right?
I
But
don't think I
Allie-
drank that much. I just drank all. It's a marathon, not a race.
Yeah.
So you time
From
it
everyone that was down there, they said inside bars were, crazy, but the streets weren't as littered with, transients and
out.
drunkards.
And litter. So it was weird because
Yeah.
I didn't see any train kids. It was a younger crowd, but it wasn't packed.
Did you go to River Street at all, or did you stay up?
I'm from here.
Yeah,
So you know what I didn't do?
I
Go
heard
to River
River
Street.
Street wasn't very busy at all.
Well,
No,
that-
that's what Brian said. He said, Brian Herford said he worked at River House and walked
Yeah.
outside and was like,
See,
not a lot of people out.
well, I
They didn't have the bands down there though.
Really?
Bands had to be. Culberson was trying to tell me the other night he was in about the same mode he was on the
He
podcast.
was on that NyQuil.
Yeah. He was. He was a 10-minute storyteller that went nowhere. But yeah, he said it wasn't. They didn't allow music in public places. You had to have a private property. Music.
Really? Yeah, because typically on River Street, there's at least 6 bands. Because I've
Tons
played
of
all.
vendors.
I've played all
And
of them.
all vendors had to be local, and that means local vendors don't have food trucks.
Well,
so-
see, the only reason I thought the influx would be crazy this year because
Thursday?
in years past, especially, so Georgia is still one of the most open states, especially on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I don't think Boston or New York were doing their typical.
They had the parades, but I think it was much more toned
So
down.
I thought the influx would come down here. I thought the washout would be
Me
down
too.
here because 3 years ago we had what was record
Yeah.
numbers.
And it's a Thursday, which usually is a great day for the parade because it's you get the 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
And his bar was bananas, but
Yeah, we were crazy.
I actually only
Social
went.
club.
I went.
yeah, insane.
We walked around and seen people on the parade all day, and then went to Circuit. And I was just being there the rest of the day. Like we went by some friends' houses and hung out some. Got to Circuit at 6, and then I left at later.
Did Circa feel like the safe spot? Because
It-
no one's going to walk by Circa and be like, I'm wasted, let's go in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless it's empty. And
like
they're like,
Octane had a line, we didn't.
Octane?
Octane.
I don't know what that is.
It's next to what used to be.
I can kind of tell about it. It's like
You know what Flock to the Walk is?
yeah.
It's next to that.
I
It's
can tell
a-
what
it's a
type
small
of
bar
place it
series
is by
down
the
to-
name. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I haven't been in Octane either.
You know, I
it's a
don't-
River Street bar.
It's
but
an
also-
uncomfortably small bar in a basement and up top.
I don't
there's
know
no
what
room.
an affliction shirt is, but I know it if I see it. It's like
You know that it's in a place called Octane.
yeah, exactly.
I hear the music from here all the time,
Yeah.
and like I walk by there and go, I don't need to be in
It's
here.
guys with like the silver earrings that aren't like the big gauges, but the ones that dangle down. You know, like the hoop
yeah,
ones.
yeah. It's
Some like
they're like
plastic
playing like
chain
old
wallets.
Juvenile in there all the time, and just it's it's a top 40 from the past.
Come
station.
to Octane for butt rock.
It's 100 point.
Nothing
It's
butt rock.
100.1, but a bar.
Right. Yeah.
Like they play bingo there on Tuesday or Wednesday when I'm leaving work. I'll hear them playing bingo, and like they're like, oh, 64, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, oh.
So, no bands on the streets, like outside.
I think City Market is private property.
Oh, yeah.
So they had bands.
Because typically St. Patrick's Day, you can't walk 5 feet without there being, because there's a lot of structures already on River Street that are
Yeah.
that could be purposed for having
Yeah,
bands.
exactly.
And normally there's at least like 7 set up. I mean, they set up a huge stage on one end, a huge stage on the other, and
Yeah.
then there's permanent structures in between with roofs and stuff on them that you can normally play in. Because back in the day I used to play every St. Patrick's Day, and I've probably played at least one of the stages every time, and it's always super fun.
Wiggle.
I'm wiggled. I can hear it.
You get.
I'm wiggled. I'm
Okay.
wiggled. I'm popping pussy.
Bam.
It's normally super fun, but the only thing is you trying to get in and out
Yeah.
with your equipment and everything like that.
It's just a pain in the ass.
So now I've just quit. Any people are like, hey, you want to play for St. Well, obviously not this year, but people would be like, hey, you want to play for St. Patrick's Day? I'm like, nah, bruh.
Yeah, that and like you're not getting paid much more than you would normally, anyways.
Sometimes you do.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it just
What
depends.
was it? Was it y'all that had a band playing? It was like 9 people in it. There was some band that I think was playing. I don't know where they were playing. Culberson was like, "Look at this band." There was like 10 people in the band.
Oh,
And I was
so
like, "How are they getting paid?"
I worked on Friday night, and the band that did play had 2 drummers for sure, but we were so busy I couldn't even hear them, and I was working at the outside bar.
Damn.
I could not even hear these guys. I met them all, and when I
I
say
was there. I don't
all,
even remember looking at it.
when I say all, I met 2 of them, and then 2 more of them, and then 2 more of them, and then 2 more of them because
You're like, "Are you really in the band?" It's the 25th person on the list.
So, but all their girlfriends.
the triangle.
All their girlfriends were like, "Hey, I'm paying for my stuff. Like, this is my boyfriend, or whatever. But we're paying. Like they
Nice.
weren't all trying to hustle or whatever. But as they kept coming out, and then when I did go peek inside, I was like, "Holy shit! All of them are in the band."
This is a big band.
And that's the thing. Like,
It's called an orchestra.
like, spoiler alert, we don't pay more than $400 for anyone.
Yeah, so
So it's
$30 a piece.
I know, so it kind of seems like a privilege. And then they were playing at the Wormhole the next night. And I was like, oh, that'll be a good time. Wait till you meet the sound guy. He's a real gem.
That's what everybody says.
And they go, is he the guy? Like they knew him from the last time he played there. I was like, yep, that's him.
Yep, you get that. That's see, like, when you say going to Circuit, why I stay? Because you usually you go bar hopping, you have to wait in line to get in because of the fire marshal.
One in,
rule.
one out,
I mean, how many
yeah.
times you see the fire marshal this weekend?
I saw him 5 times this weekend.
Were they like
3 times on Saturday night.
were they posted outside of the social because that's the type of place that they know that might break the
Yeah.
rules or something?
We have a 400-person capacity with 3 different bars that have different capacities, and they just love messing with us.
Yeah.
And even like the time they came 3 times in a night, it was a dude 2 times and a lady late night, because if the same person comes 3 times, it's harassment. But yeah, they were on my ass, and they never got me. We beat
there-
'em.
wait, so there's a rule if it's the same officer, the enforcement officer, if they
Yeah.
come more than
If they come more than 3 times the same person, it's harassment, because they do that to us.
When I come more than
sometimes.
3
But-
times,
not in the
it's harassment.
porn industry.
When
I'll
I
tell
come
you
more than
that.
3 times, not harassment.
Yeah, but they were actually pretty pleasant.
harassment.
We never got any fines. We were at capacity hours upon hours. It was madness.
Yeah, because most places they'll have that clicker in their hand, like one in, one out, click,
Yeah,
click,
so we
click,
had
I
to-
click.
had guys walking around doing that too.
Yeah. We got the the blacklight pen, so you can see the
Yeah.
the holograms.
All right.
So Mike, the only funny thing, tragic Mike, the only funny thing he's ever done is some of the girl employees, he would walk up to them and be like, "Come here," and he'd shine it on their mouth.
No, that's 2 funny things. The boombox.
Oh yeah, the boombox.
That is great.
So speaking of partying on St. Patrick's Day,
Did he ever?
I don't think. Our friend and listener Hunter, his girlfriend went to a DJ show. The guy's named DJ Diesel. Any clue who DJ Diesel is?
Not Diesel Boy.
Kevin
No,
Nash.
No, Shaquille O'Neal.
Kevin Nash is dead.
Shaquille.
Oh, that's right. I knew he was a DJ.
Shaquille O'Neal is DJ Diesel. So
Not DJ Shazam.
That would be dope.
So listen to this shit. So she's partying, she's having a good time, pussy popping, whatever. Something flies through the air and hits her on the head and drops in front of her. And she's like, what?
Is it Shaq's dick?
What? She's taller than Cat Williams. So she looks down. It is a size 26 Nike. It is Shaquille O'Neal's shoe.
Did you keep your shoe?
I don't know who got it or how they got it, but somehow it flew through the crowd and hit her on the head and fell directly in front of her.
So you got to wonder, is it A, the shoe he was wearing, or B, is somebody bring the shoe for him to sign?
Some kid,
Or did he use his dick to
some
sling it in
kid
the
got
crowd?
his shoe back when he played for like Orlando or something like
Yeah.
that. And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get it signed by Shaq." And some bully took it and
I don't
threw
know
it.
if we told this story. It was a band that played. Was it Rage? Or it was. I don't know what the band was. The guy was one of the band members.
Oh yeah, and they
jumped in
stole
the
his
crowd.
shoe.
And they stole. It was Be Real, I think.
Yeah.
They stole both of his shoes, and then he was playing a show like
20 years
20 years
later.
later. The guy came up and was like, "Will you sign this Adidas I
saw
got?"
that.
And he was like,
returned his
I-
shoe.
he returned. He got it signed. And he's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" You go crowd. He's like, He's like, he talked about. He's like, if you go crowd surfing, you prepare yourself. You take everything out of your pockets. Anything you want to come back with, you don't leave with. Or you're getting jacked. You're getting fingers in your butt. And
Yeah, I've never done like I used to.
I've
go
never
to,
crowd surfed.
Yeah, I used to go to punk shows.
Then he probably has crowd surfed. He's light.
If I tried to crowd surf,
Maybe.
they would dip out of the way. I used to go to punk
Surprised you
shows.
don't try to crowd surf at Hobby Idol, do
Punk
you?
shows in Jacksonville, and there was this place called the Milk Bar, and they had all these like, remember that scene in the Goonies where they're all like pulling the rails down?
Yeah.
So it was like that. So it was like an old industrial building, but they had all these rails up there. And I didn't want to crowd surf or anything like that, but people were jumping on stage and then jumping off or whatever. I was like, I'm just gonna jump up and grab these rails and
Yeah.
monkey around. Well,
How'd that go?
they had prepared for young gentlemen like me to do that, and they were covered in the slickest Vaseline or whatever.
I was thinking, like, they're electrified.
So I jump up, whoop, bam, everyone's out the way. So like it could have been a crowd surf if anyone cared about me at that moment. I literally landed on my
That's
back.
nothing better than a crowd surf that goes wrong. When you go through when somebody too big tries to jump.
It knocked the breath out of me, and people were like, "I hope he's okay."
Yeah.
And then just completely
Trying to get up,
left.
and your hands are covered in Vaseline, so you keep slipping and sliding.
They're trying to high five me. It's like, "What?"
That kind of thing happens.
So tell me something about the social club on St. Patrick's Day then.
What
because,
would you like to hear, sir?
I mean, so the only
So fights? Was
so
it?
here, so there was one
I
fight.
got to jump over the bar for my first time to break up
Oh,
a fight.
nice.
That was fun. The weirdest thing that probably happened to me, I was checking like capacity. I was going up to our door guys because we have door guys to card everybody. Shout out to Logan because he took 150 fake IDs over the weekend, and a couple places got busted. You were the shit, dude. But I'm walking out to the door, and I walk past, and all of a sudden I just hear this huge boom, like thud, like clack, and I turn around, and there's like a skinny black guy about my size. He's just completely falling backwards, like on his head, busted, like bounced off the concrete, hit the brick wall.
Ooh.
Like, so, like, it's kind of madness. Like,
He
we're
get hit
trying
with
to get
Shaq's
him
dick,
together.
too?
We get him waking up. He's completely out of it. And we get him in a chair. He starts, like, fading in and out, passing out 2 or 3 times. And he's got a couple friends with him. And so we get, like, there's plenty of cops, EMTs, firefighters around. We get them all
he
in
just
there.
fell. It wasn't
He-
someone that knocked him
no,
out.
he just fell straight backwards,
Just,
just fished
he
out.
tried to trust
Just-
fall, and
yeah,
no one.
just fished out.
Damn.
So the EMT comes and he's all fucked up, and I gotta mark that.
I like
And,
I think you stop your combo to write
but
it.
so he refuses medical service. Like, he doesn't want anything. He tells him to go away, and the cops are like, he refused medical service. Like, we can't do anything. And so he's sitting there and his buddies, and like at this point I have to go up to him like, guys, y'all refuse medical service. Like, I can't have you on my property anymore because now you're our liability.
Well,
If
they weren't
so-
trying
if-
to get any more drinks
yeah,
or
if
anything,
you know,
right?
they were eating cheeseburgers. They're like all sitting there eating.
At
And
least
he's got
they're
his
trying to
big
eat.
buddy next
Yeah.
to him who's about like a 270-pound guy. And I'm like, man, you need to watch him and make sure he doesn't fall out this tree. And he's like, all right, we about to finish this food and like we're going to leave. And I'm like, all right, we just want to make sure you're all okay. But like, I can't have y'all in here anymore. Like, he just passed out. So the guy, his buddy, starts laying his head on the bar. Like, there's like a little area he can lay his head next
The guy
to his
that fell out?
No, his buddy, the other guy. The other guy,
The one
guy
that's
that fell
supposed to be
out, still
taking
in the
a-
chair. He's supposed to be watching him. So he lays his head down. I'm like, oh shit, like what's going on? Like, I need to watch this guy. And like the guy in the chair starts like looking like he's getting woozy, and I'm like, oh no. And then so both of them immediately start ripping their clothes off and like taking off their hoodie and their shirts. And the guy, I think the guy in the chair is about to pass out, so I go at him. And when I do, his buddy, who has not passed out, falls directly backwards into me. And I have to catch him. And now his buddy has fished out next to him within 5 minutes. I have two. And
So they weren't just drinking?
Yeah.
We rolled the cops in there. I'm like, y'all, I don't care what you do. Just get them the fuck out
I
of
don't
my
care if they
bar, please, right
refuse.
at all.
Yeah. How could they refuse to get arrested?
So yeah, they took him away, and then it was fentanyl and alcohol was the
Oh, they
cause.
tested him?
Yeah, and it was.
Yeah,
they-
they're
I,
all
mean, I
passing
literally
out.
had two guys OD, and one of them OD'd on top of me. That was probably the no.
You think they got like some bad bag of blow and it was laced
it
with
had to be something.
some Mac Miller shit?
Yeah, maybe. God.
I mean,
Some people just like fentanyl, though.
the cops were great, man. They took care of it. Like, thank you, Savannah P.
Damn.
I was about to say, because if they're like, you can tell a drunk person and
Versus, like, if someone's on,
Yeah.
like, Xanax and alcohol. I mean, I can tell, especially talking to, because there's a lot of old ladies that come to my restaurant, and if they have 2 glasses of wine, all of a sudden they're slurring like they've had 30.
yeah, and the thing is, like, it's so pervasive now, and I don't know why, because let's say you're a enterprising drug dealer, and you're trying to sell drugs to people more often than you're not trying to. Why would you give them something that
They
could
could possibly kill them.
possibly kill them or make them trust fall in a bar?
Yeah. I feel like you want their business
Don't you
again.
want their business again? It's like, here you go, man.
Yeah.
I
Hope
really
you
feel
don't
like if
die.
you get caught distributing cocaine with fentanyl, it should be attempted murder charge. Like, they should just make it. Like, it's messed up.
So
I'll talk to the cops.
And it's really easy. Amazon, you can get 25 tests for $25.
For a fentanyl test?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean,
Get some for the bar.
we're not. I'm not. Yeah.
Coming on in here. Oh, no, we got a fentanyl strip.
Let me see your ID. Here's your fentanyl.
Yeah. Wait,
Here's
you.
your
You're
test
a little
strip.
wasted. Do this. Your breathalyzer? No, just this.
Well, overall, it was a good St. Patrick's Day. I'm glad that there was a wreck on Tybee Road, but I think everyone was kind of okay.
It was bad looking, but yeah.
But the thing is, so I talked to some people that had gotten caught up in it, and I was like, the emergency lane works for getting help to the people that need it,
But not
But it
traffic.
makes it worse for the
Yeah.
traffic. Well, what had happened was they had thought that they had just pulled into the emergency lane to go around people. No, they pulled through the emergency lane into the exact opposite lane and head on.
Oh.
So I was like, wow, that's weird. They pulled into the opposite lane and they had a head-on collision. This is weird.
You wouldn't
And
think
this
that
is
would
in the
happen usually,
And this is in the afternoon. Like, why are you in such a hurry?
It was
to
at
get-
like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So it was like prime time. Everybody's going to Tybee. It was Friday.
So yeah, it was Friday. So I got to work on Friday, and I was like, we're unseasonably busy. And I was like, oh yeah, giant wreck.
Keep getting off
Because
the island.
anytime there's a wreck, you get where.
Because my dad was
Oh
in the
shit! It's the
my dad was in
Karen
the boat. My dad was
of
on
the
boat,
week.
like, going under the bridge. It
It's
was
the
like,
Karen of the
Looked
week.
blue and had
Oh
he
shit!
just got in the boat. So he was like, I'm going to ride
Yeah.
around this boat for a minute. He would join the boat club, the Freedom Boat Club.
Oh yeah. So I had a buddy that joined the Freedom Boat Club, and he lived on Tybee. So we drove to Thunderbolt, got the boat out, drove back out to Tybee in the boat to go to the sandbar.
That's the
literally like a mile away from where
from where you started?
from where I live.
I mean,
and then we take the boat back to Thunderbolt, and then we drive.
I remember
back
one
to
time there was a
Thunderbolt.
wreck, like a bad wreck on Tye Road. They were like, it's going to be hours before it's open. And my mom was not doing real well health-wise. She drove to Bull River Marina, made a phone call. Someone came and picked her up in a boat, took her back to Tybee.
Dang.
Dropped her off at the dock in our neighborhood. So
That's VIP, but
that's super VIP. Yeah.
I think she deserved it.
She
though.
deserved it. They would have left me there.
Well, we're gonna wrap this first segment up and get Sophia on here. Second, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
I don't ever want to talk about it again until next year. How about
Yeah.
that? Was that cool?
That's fine with me.
That's fine with me.
We'll see y'all in a minute.
Aaron, go, bruh.
Aaron, go, bruh.
Can we call it Shaq's dick? I'm breaking that up.
Didn't get it on video.
It wasn't quite.
Welcome back, guys, to From Behind the BarCast. Joining us today, Miss Sophia. How are we doing?
Hey, Pia.
All the way
Oh,
from Deutschland. So we're excited to have our international guest on, but the first thing we have to do is, because it was the St. Patrick's Day weekend, is there's going to be a lot of Karens and Darrens, even though I didn't experience any Karens or Darrens, but
Well,
I do believe that Clint and Vincenzo did.
Oh, there were plenty.
yes. They're usually quite abundant on St. Patrick's Day.
Normally, that's why it was such an anomaly that I didn't have any. Like I literally,
Yeah. They show up though. Karens wear green too.
maybe I just didn't catch any.
Let's
of the
go,
Karens.
Karen. There's a lot of that going on too. There was quite a bit of me trying to lead into this song here and dragging out this.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
It'll-
He
it'll-
told me to back it up.
it'll
damn
happen.
it.
Yeah,
It'll
back that ass
happen.
up, Karen. Because, they come and go. Mine's more of a Karen redemption.
Oh shit! It's the Karen
of the week. It's the Karen of the week. Gosh.
Shit, Karen.
This Karen of the week brought to you by St. Patrick's Day. Clint, start us
Oh, yeah,
off.
surprise sponsor. All right. So mine actually didn't happen to me. It happened to the Karen we had last week, the Bubba Gumbo's Karen. Remember Karen
yes.
Gumbo? Well,
Yeah, just to, if you weren't listening last week, just to retell the story, she goes in, sets a timer. When they tell her how long the food's going to be, they say 45 minutes, whatever. Once her timer on her phone comes to 45
they complained, they bitched.
She puts a Yelp review up, except she leaves out every part about how her husband was a piece of shit and berating everyone.
So she was the Karen,
right.
but it turns out he was more Darren than she was
She
Karen.
was Karen, yes.
So we went to Bubba Gumbo's for dinner on Friday, as I said, and our server, Ken, who I had not met before, but Ken's a pretty damn nice guy, was like, "Oh, you're Clint." And so it was nice to meet him and stuff. And I was like, "Well, let me get your side of the story." And he started telling. I was like, "Oh, slow down. I need to write this down." So, from the third point of view here, after the server was made to cry by Darren and his wife, and they were also there with Darren's mom, which will come into play.
Oh, the mother was there with them.
Yes, the mother of Darren, the one that bore this Darren into the world.
Bride of Chucky.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
So he goes over there and says, "Hey, what's going on? How's everything going?" And Darren said, "Fucking terrible." And he was like, "Whoa, easy, buddy." He's like, "I've been to Afghanistan. I don't need this shit." And Ken said, "I also served in the
I
military."
was about to say, I know Ken. It's like, guess what? He was also in the military.
Yeah, big buff
Active
guy,
duty.
tattoos.
Let's go.
Yeah. And he said, "Oh, well, thanks for your service." And Ken said, "Thanks for your fucking service." Write them down. I'll take them all. Don't care. And Ken explains, like, look, Tori's having a bad night. It's crazy busy, but you made her cry. We told you before we got here. You sat down. It was going to be crazy busy. And Darren said, "I guess I didn't think about that." Did you fucking think about that? To his mother. Yes, loudly, in front of everybody and God. To his mother. I have never said the F word to my mother, to Vinny's mother, to Sophia, I mean, I've said it to somebody's mother, but.
And, excuse me, sir, I'm in the military. I have respect, but I'm going to say fuck to my mother. Was it his mother or his mother-in-law?
I believe it was his mother, but yeah, because you said the mother-in-law thing. That'll slide that. And another little thing, so when Caitlin brought up the boxer shortly thereafter and was like politely asking them to leave, he called Caitlin baby doll.
Oh, I'm sure she loved that.
Yes. So that's how the
after she crawled out of the kitchen.
Crawled out of the kitchen, yeah. Called her baby doll because that's what nice guys that serve military that respect their mothers do, is call somebody baby doll, and she doesn't look like a baby doll.
In the most diminutive sense too, because if you see Caitlin, you're not like baby doll.
You're not like, "Hey, baby doll." Yeah, it's not like that. It was much more aggressive baby doll.
It's
So that's
fine.
how the Darren
It's fine.
stole the
sweetheart.
Karen mantle from his wife.
Stolen valor.
So
Vinny.
thank you all for being listeners over there at Bubba Gumbo.
Yeah, we love Bubba Gumbos and F the Yelp reviews. Vinny, let's hear your Karen/Darren.
It's a generalized Karen and Darren.
Okay.
And we saw it a lot this weekend. We have a rule where, you leave the club, you have to go get back in line and come back in. You can't go. And it's people who come back and they're like, "Oh, I just left. My friends are right there." And we're like, "No, you can't come in." But no, I'm not everybody else.
Because of the rule of one in, one out.
Yeah, because we're at capacity.
Right.
But I'm not everybody else, and we don't care. Well, my friends are right there. No, we don't care. And they will go and get upset and freak out and cry while the line is going in past them the whole time. And it's just like,
They could just easily just wait
If you
in
just
line.
go get in line over there and let him check your ID again, we're all good.
All this
But
all this
But
bitching
no.
that you're doing, wasting time right now. You
No.
could be in the queue.
No,
and
you don't realize. I'm supposed to. It's just go get in line. That's it.
And
That's
especially if you're down there on St. Patrick's Day and you see how busy it is, and if you have any generalized knowledge of, there's a capacity limit for most places.
Yeah.
And especially if it's being enforced like that on a holiday like St. Patrick's Day, and you walk, it's just like people that you go to certain music venues, when you walk out to, you can't smoke inside. When you walk out to smoke, you have to get checked back in with your ticket.
Yeah, you can't just walk back in.
You can't just walk back in.
Unless you're at a movie theater
It
this
sort
day
of
and
comes. Movie theater,
Dude,
it
no.
comes
So
with the territory.
look, the movie theaters now, they just don't care. I'm I'm a middle-aged man almost. So I walk out, go outside for a minute or whatever. I come back in. There's a different guy checking tickets. I'm just like, hey, they're like, hey.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Don't even have to show
the
them
one behind the
half-assed
Savannah
stuff.
Mall. I went there to go see something one time and was running behind and was like, I'm just about to walk up in here and did. So I've been to that theater 3 times and I just
Nothing.
let's go sit
Boom.
down. Like they're kids. They're like 16-year-old kids. They don't give a crap. Like coming in the back door, I'm like sneaking by with 6 guys, like hee 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 hee.
Coming in the back door.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
So we have our special guest, Miss Sophia. And where do you hail from in Germany?
Hello.
Hello. We are so glad to have you. Our first international
Thank you
guest.
for having me.
Yes, this is amazing. So where from in Germany?
Well, do you know Munich?
Yes.
So
München.
there you go. There I'm from.
And
yeah.
is that where you work currently as well?
Yes, that's where I work currently.
So you bartend in Munich.
Yeah.
And so we have you on.
And you've got a
because-
day job, but you bartend also.
Yes.
Yeah. We have you on because there a lot of Americans don't understand. So there's, tons of cultural differences
Yeah.
within the bar culture or pub culture or whatever. So in Europe, for the
Are they
most,
pubs or bars there? You'll call pubs.
No, bars.
Bars.
Bars and clubs.
but in Europe in general, typically it's not a tipping situation. So
True.
you go into a place. It's is the gratuity included or are you paid an hourly wage?
Yeah, so we are like, most of the times you don't really do a full-time bartending job.
Okay.
Most of the times you are a student or you do it for fun. Like I have a normal job and just do bartend
For like
side.
the social aspect.
Yeah,
though.
it's
You
social
meet-
life.
Yeah.
It's better than Tinder.
Right, yeah. You meet
Yes.
much more
So
It's
you
bar-
a lot of
it's
people there.
bartender.
Yeah, I was gonna say. People
It's
are
a
like,
bartender.
people go, "Are you on Tinder?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Nah, bartender."
Yes,
It's much more effective.
basically. So yeah, you get paid like $15 an hour.
Like 15 US, the equivalent.
Yeah,
something
no,
like that.
like something like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
15 euros, so it's like $17
yeah.
an hour. And that's your normal like pay rate. And
Sure.
then the tip is just an add-on. And
So if someone does it, it's not required.
Is there a line
No.
to tip on? When you're on the
no,
credit card
nothing.
check? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
We don't have those like where you get print out things. We don't get print out.
Okay, it's just-
receipt. Yeah.
Oh, because they just give you the card and then then it's
Yeah.
paid for and that's it.
Yeah. It's so like you give them cash or you tell them, well, here's your drink.
Sure.
It
Well-
costs like this and this.
And
then
then
yeah.
that's what they give you.
Yeah.
So is it? Would you say it's more cash based or more card based?
Cash.
Cash a lot.
Cash, yeah.
Because I know in Japan, most everything is cash based. So I
Yeah.
was wondering what the.
Yeah, and the tip basically is more like to round it up so you don't have so much coins.
Sure. Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
if like a drink costs 11.50, yeah, you say like, okay, here's a $20. Give me €5 back, so you
So-
don't have any coins in your
So don't
pocket.
have
Okay.
Coins
That's
jiggling.
in general the tip.
So when Americans come in, do they still tip you though?
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah.
do. They tip.
So-
Well, the tip got better the last couple of years, especially if you have like an older crowd in. Everybody over like 28,
Sure.
they tip pretty good.
Really? Okay.
We still
okay.
love tips. We
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Those
don't.
damn 27-year-olds.
It's just
No
not
tipping
requi-
asses.
It's not
You're not like
required.
salty
No, it's-
American bartenders where you're like,
Yeah.
if you don't tip me, you're not getting another
Yeah.
Yeah,
drink.
no, it's
Well,
not.
because we don't get an hourly wage that would
Yeah.
make up for.
For Jack.
So in some cultures, I hear that's like the service is the service and that's it. So if someone throws money on top of it, they're like it almost seems like disrespectful to.
No, we love it.
No, that's
Yeah.
why I was asking. Yeah,
Yeah.
the German aspect.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to tip me out a little bit
Yeah.
more. And so typically your shift, the hours of operation is what I'm wondering about. So if it's a bar, restaurant, whatever, is there like a 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. close time, or is there a time you have to close?
Yeah, kinda.
Depending
So
on the
they're
city?
like different kind of settings. What you need to understand over here, you have a lot of bar and restaurants.
Yes.
We don't really have that. We have bars, and they open around 5 p.m.
Uh-huh.
and they close at 3 a.m.
Okay.
And then we have some kind of bar restaurant, but it's not really common.
So it's not because here in the U.S. it is bar restaurant.
Yeah,
Mostly,
yeah,
yeah.
mostly.
Well, and there's a rule because to be open on Sundays here, especially in
It was
Georgia,
in Georgia, yeah.
you have to sell 50% of your
Yeah.
gross in food to be able to stay open on
Yeah.
Sunday. So it's a entirely separate thing. You go out to a bar to drink, not to have food
In
and drink.
Germany, everything besides the restaurants are closed. Like you,
On Sundays?
everything. Grocery stores are closed. Everything is
Really?
Grocery
yes,
stores.
everything is closed.
Is that
This is the Lord's Day.
I was gonna say, is it a religious thing or is
Yeah,
it?
I guess so.
Or that's what it stemmed
Ger-
from. And
German,
It's-
German
it's
God is
still-
very strict,
Yeah,
as he
they-
would be.
yeah, their guidelines are really strict, and it's also like for the sake of the workers, so they don't have to work on Sunday.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah,
It's
so
not-
only the gas station have open, and some of the restaurants.
Sure, yeah.
Or most of the restaurants. All of.
Because like when you moved here, we'll give you a little background. So Sophia was my cousin's au pair, and moved here
12 years ago. Yeah.
And she became like part of my sister and I's family. She was our German little sister, even though she's taller than both of us. And so she became part of her family. She stayed like the full length of the au pair thing, and then she would come back and visit constantly. So she's here for like a week and a half.
2.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
So before you moved here, you had probably never been in the service industry.
Yes, I was, because I moved here when I was 20 years old.
Okay.
And so when I did my college year
Yeah.
or my high school years, I was working constantly
No,
in the service.
I meant in Germany.
Yeah.
You had not been in the service industry.
I was.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
before you
before-
came.
yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can drink with 16
Oh.
and we can bartend with 18 and drink everything with 18.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
so 16 it's wine and beer,
Sure.
and 18 it's
Whatever
like you're 21.
They start
Okay,
you off
gotcha,
easy.
yeah.
They start you off slow.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Then you get the hard stuff.
They don't have the DUI problems we have here and things like that because people are much more strict.
Here's the thing,
Yeah.
and this is just like, and we talked about it before on the podcast about like Mormonism and things like that. When you don't introduce your children to the things like sex and drinking and all, if you don't give them the opportunity to experience those things, then they become mysterious and they don't know. They don't know
and
how
they become hungry for it.
So by the time they are 21, or when they do start having sex or whatever, they don't have the baseline of, oh, I know how to handle myself. So if you can drink at 16, it's not necessarily you're out
But you
there-
can drive only with 18.
Right, yeah.
Because you're going
can-
18,000 miles an hour, kilometers an hour.
160 miles an hour.
Well, no, but you can go, the Autobahn, you can go very
Yeah.
fast.
So but the drinking culture in terms of like what's the typical order? It's like say you're going out to discotheque to bar or
Clubs
whatever. Yeah,
and bars.
to the clubs, whatever. Is it steins of beer? Is it liquor
No,
drinks?
no.
Yeah.
We only do the steins of beer. What do
Yeah.
you call it? On Oktoberfest.
Okay,
Of course,
gotcha.
it's a liter beer.
Sure, yeah.
So typically, it's most of the times it's vodka and Red Bull.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's
I just didn't know if it was like a beer drinking.
no. Most of the times it's long drinks. Some of them they do beers.
Yeah,
it's probably the same like here. I would say the bar culture, like drinking wise, it's almost the same.
But do you think it's an
So
age
you
thing?
still do
Like,
shots and
we
stuff?
don't do like the first time I got here, we went to Huckapoo's. I was like there, and I was like, "What is going on here?" And then Charlotte told me, "Well, let's do a shot." And then we did Vegas bomb,
yeah.
and then they pulled me up this big cup,
Well, that's
and I was like, "That's not a shot." What
No, that's a huckapoo.
that's a half a drink.
So on my notes here, I have a word. It says measures because I used to date a girl from Ireland, and when she would get a shot here,
Yeah.
what we call a shot, she was like, "That's a giant measure."
Yeah.
So it's like triple what you would shoot anywhere
Yeah.
else.
That's different in different bars here. Some bars you go to, you're
Okay,
getting
so
a
yeah,
straight
there
shot.
is something bar to bar, but in general, a shot over in Europe is like what, an ounce?
Two CL.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
Yeah, here it starts
Some of the part is, yeah. But especially it's a mixed shot, like a Vegas bomb,
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
just like a shot of Jameson.
like something straight. Yeah.
Right.
Is it also this tiny when you have like a
Well,
straight shot?
If it's straight, it's about this.
Oh,
But if
okay.
it's anything mixed, it's
Well, if
probably-
it's a mix, it's a long drink and not a shot.
Right. Oh, so your term for long drink is
Yeah.
a
It's like
mixed shot.
like gin and tonic, vodka,
Oh,
Red Bull.
oh, that's it.
That's
Okay.
that's our long drinks, and it's
Because
like
Vinny's drinking a long drink right now.
yeah.
He's
So
drinking a can.
this is a cocktail.
Okay, gotcha.
Speaking of
and,
this, we're drinking painkillers because I
Yeah.
asked Sophia what she wanted to drink. She's like, painkillers. I'm like, okay. And it was painful, but we got it. And Vinny made them. And Vinny, what you want to run through that for us since you made them?
Yeah. You use Pusser's Naval Rum is the official rum for a painkiller, and you use a little cream of coconut and some orange juice and pineapple juice, and you shake it,
And
make
then-
it nice and frothy with a
and
little
then
nutmeg.
and then some nutmeg.
And I
So-
love
Little
it.
nutmeg.
So this was
glad you
is this
enjoyed
your go-to typically?
Just because I'm here.
Okay,
They
yeah.
don't have
Because
them over there, I guess.
we don't have painkillers in
I
Germany.
was gonna say, is there a lot of rum in Germany at all?
There is a lot of rum and
Okay.
coke.
Okay,
That's,
yeah.
I mean, and we drink a lot of whiskey sour.
Okay, yeah. Vodka soda, like all the
Yeah,
typical
yeah.
things.
We don't drink so much vodka soda like you do over here. We drink a lot of vodka Red Bull, vodka orange juice.
Okay, yeah.
We drink that a lot. Yeah, that's basically it. But most of the times, gin and tonic. We drink a lot of like Hugo and Aperol Spritz.
No
Never,
apple juice.
you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know what the first one you said was.
It's a like I don't know how.
Well, it just
I almost
seems-
said Gesundheit.
It seems
I
really
know.
cocktail. So I just had this vision of like, when I think of Germans drinking, I think of, pints of beer.
no.
I didn't think it was like a cocktail.
Are like
culture.
IPAs big in Germany? Like
What are those?
Pale ale.
no, so
No,
not at all.
So it's
Yeah,
not really international. Then,
I
is
just
it?
have this, super dumb American view, like big glasses of beer.
No, no.
That are really
She wears
fun.
that
Yeah.
year round. That's all she wears. They all wear.
Oh, and we drink a lot of champagne, like real champagne. Like they
From
guys, especially. I mean, maybe it's a Munich thing because
Uh-huh.
we are like really snobby in Munich.
Okay. Oh, so,
Oh,
So-
we're the highfalutin.
Yeah.
so Munich is considered
So
the
you
snobby
just
San
come in the
Francisco.
bar and you order like most of the time you get like a big thingy round
Yeah.
thing and you put ice in there and you put the whole bottle of vodka in there and then all the Red Bulls and
Yeah.
that's
So
what they order.
So it's bottle service.
Yeah, we do a lot of bottle service.
Oh, that's cool.
Or we
Yeah.
would call it like a fishbowl here. If it
Yeah,
was just a
yeah.
big communal
Yes.
cocktail. Yeah. Okay.
We do that a lot of, and most of the guys they just want to have like a bottle of champagne for the girls, but a real champagne, not the
Yeah. Not
There
just,
you go.
Got it.
not the sparkling
Sparkling
wine.
wine.
Well, we
I'm
do
not getting
do
it back.
prosecco too.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're
when
close,
they're cheap,
You're close enough to France and
Yeah.
Italy,
Italy
to
to
get
get-
actual prosecco.
And they have
and
real wine in
actual-
Germany. They have Riesling in Germany. It's very popular.
Yeah.
They do Wiener Veltliner.
and we do wines with soda, wine
Oh,
with soda.
Spritzer is what we
Yeah,
call it here.
spritzer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do that. The girls drink that a lot when they go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to work for, his name was Thomas Ulig, and I worked for him, and he would never drink any liquid that didn't have bubbles in it. So we would work in the hot ass sun, and he's grabbing Pellegrinos and anything.
Because still water is for poor people.
He was like, he just would not drink anything without bubbles in it.
Yeah, it's a thing in Germany, especially because we drink so much soda.
Yeah.
Soda is with bubbles in
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we drink. I only drink water,
Yeah.
tap water, but most of the guys or most of the people in general, they drink soda in everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another question I had was, so ice in the cocktail. Do
A
you-
lot.
A lot. Okay, so
We only drink alcoholic beverage with ice. The rest, no ice.
because I've had English folks come
Yeah.
into Huckapoo's and they don't want any ice in their cocktails. They'll ask for a rum and coke, no ice.
No, okay.
And I think it comes from a place where they're like, if there's ice in there, then I'm getting less alcohol or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
Like I got people coming into the bar and they tell me, "Well, don't put so much ice in it."
Because they think you're
Yeah.
gonna pour them more
Yeah.
alcohol. When
But they're
I'm
not.
like, well, I'm actually not.
Yeah,
I'm just
it-
I'm gonna pour the same amount. But I understand if you prefer.
But they're telling you, "Why is the cup so empty?" Well,
well,
That's what you asked for.
The ice that I was gonna put in there isn't in there.
I was telling her, we talked about that Poe bartended for over a decade, and he would make drink, mixer, then ice. Every time. All the drinks.
Ice first, always.
No, look, he did it. I mean, it was perfect every time, though. I mean, he'd make every.
doesn't
'cause
it
he worked at the same-
splash?
He worked at the same bar for so long. He got used to those glasses at Spanky's, and he just every time he would make it like the reverse way.
See, I'm ice
Maybe in
first.
Taiwan. I don't know.
If I'm making a mixturing, like just
yeah,
say,
I mean, me too.
like vodka soda, it's ice first, and I do the vodka and the soda at the
Because we're
same
not
time.
communists.
I do it at the same time because I want to maintain the bubbles in there.
Yeah.
'Cause I've had people ask me to shake their Vegas bombs up with the Red Bull in it. I'm like, you're shaking all of the carbonation out of it.
Yeah, and it's going to make this thing pop off.
Pop, yeah.
I will pour drinks for people using the soda and the liquor at the same time. They'll ask for an extra cup.
To mix it around.
To mix it around. I'm like, I just did the mixing
I'll just put bubbles in it.
for you, and now you've lost all the now you've lost
With
all,
a straw.
now you've lost all the carbonation in the drink. So bartending in Germany. So here in the U.S., men in general, if there's pretty women serving them,
Thank you.
they are very forward, and they will go, "Hey, you're real cute, honey."
Oh, it was
right.
Studwell sent us one the other night. Shout out to Studwell. It was like 7:00 on Thursday. And it was like the creeps were already out. It was like tell the bartender to stir the drink with her finger. It was on the ticket.
Good God.
Yeah.
And I'll
So
have
things
people be like,
that.
"Hey, send a drink over to her and tell her it's for me." I'm like, "I'm not doing that for you."
I hated that at Huckapoos. I'm like, be a man and go buy the lady.
Yeah,
a
just
drink.
buy the drink for me and then walk it over to you.
Well, but then there's the did he drug this drink thing.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I
didn't
never
even
thought
think
of
about
that.
Yeah.
But so dealing with men that are at your bar, there's probably a better etiquette over there. Where
Yeah.
they're not so creepy right away.
They're not really that creepy. They just get drunk really a lot, but they write down their number, or they
Sure.
ask you for your number, and you tell them, just get me yours. And
But it's subtle. They're not reaching out and like grabbing on your arm as you walk by.
no.
Because guys
They-
here can get real touchy-feely.
Well, in the Oktoberfest, it's really bad. At the Oktoberfest, they grab your ass, they grab your boobs, they grab everything.
Wow.
Like
Is that-
at
that- wait, that's okay?
Oktoberfest
We're going this
is
year.
really, really, really bad. You're like turning around, slapping a man all night long.
But that's because you're not behind a bar, probably.
No,
You're
no,
walking
you're
around and you're in a
yes.
crowd of
Yes.
people, so they feel they have the license to just grab.
But
Yeah,
you know,
and
St.
it's
Patrick's
also
Day
like-
here on River Street sometimes. Girls will be out there and they're
yeah.
getting molested constantly. When the crowd's real thick, guys think they can do mob mentality.
It's
They
terrible.
can get away with it.
But
Well-
typically, when you're working behind the bar, you don't have that
No,
sort of.
I mean they sometimes like come closer to you, and you have to like, what do you want? What do you
Yeah.
want? Well, come here. What do you want?
Well, see, there's this thing in the U.S. So, and it goes for men and women. If when they come in and you're serving them, they expect that you have to chat and flirt in some sort of way with them just because you're serving them, and that you have to, I don't know, answer all their questions or whatever. There's this expectation that they have some sort of power or control over you because they're the customer and,
And
you're
well,
the
I think part of that
server.
comes from we're in a tipping culture, so you're getting tipped
Yeah.
here, but there you're flat pay. So her for the most part, so her being extra nice and flirty and bending over and doing this isn't going to do any. They're going to get paid more than
Yeah.
here. Some girls feel like they have to do that.
But see,
to get
I
more.
don't knock the hustle because we have some girls that work at Huckapoos during the day and they hustle the shit out of dudes. These idiot guys who think that these women are interested in them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And they hustle them and make money, and I don't knock that hustle.
Don't
But
knock
it's
the hustle.
it's the same over there. If you're really, really, really nice and you're just flirty with them,
Yeah.
you get a lot of tip
Yeah,
too.
well,
So,
but-
but most of the time, most of the bartenders in especially in the club and bar scene, we look really fancy. We do our hair, we do our makeup. We have like crop tops on, and Winnie would probably love that over there.
I love
I mean,
anything you wear, dude.
has
I
Amanda
love
worn a whole
anything you
shirt
wear.
in 5 years?
So we look really nice, and because we have our music is way louder. We dance a lot, and we dance behind the
Yeah.
bar. We just make show and
It's
have
more
fun.
club sing.
It's more of a presentation
Yeah.
instead of, because here, like, especially here in the U.S., you show up to work and whatever.
Well, speaking of
Yeah.
the bar, though, you got. I mean, those bars downtown have that kind of atmosphere. I mean, you go over to Peacock. The girls are there, are dressed very nice, and
Well, yeah, so
Well,
Really,
it's
there's
not like nice. It's just like I dress when I'm standing behind the bar. I dress like
like you're going
when
to
I
the
go
club.
out and have a fun night out with friends. It's like the same thing
yeah.
for me.
See, me, I have to dress down so much because I have to beat the women off with a stick if I were to ever.
Oh,
Of
my
course you
He
do.
beats the men off with his hands.
I don't want to be objectified. Okay, thank you. No, but
ladies.
but I get, because when you go to certain places, like, and someone's dressed nice, whoever's serving, and they're dressed nicely, you're less likely to be like, hey, come here, grabbing arms. If you present yourself as, hey, man, I'm.
Yeah, it sounds like more clubby to me. Like it sounds like a New York
Yeah.
style club.
Yeah,
atmosphere
but
almost.
we have more problems with them reaching for the bottles and the money and going behind the bar.
Yeah.
And I just need to push them out because there's always like a way where you can go behind the bar because we need to get all the bottles what are lying outside and all the glasses and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So I have more problems with that than with me
Yeah.
grabbing or anything.
And probably everything is served in actual
Glass?
glass?
No, not. It depends. If you're in a bar, yes, it's served in a glass. But if you're in a club, it's mostly served in a
In a
plastic.
yeah.
It depends. If you have bottle service, you get glasses, but they get smashed. It's normal. By the end of the night, always you get some glass on the
There's
floor.
gonna be some,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's gonna be some glass on the
Yeah,
floor.
because here specifically in Savannah, everyone serves in plastic, mainly
Most,
because.
I mean, some spots, but it depends on where you're going.
But mainly
yeah.
because you can walk around
Yeah,
outside
exactly.
as long as the cocktail's in a plastic cup.
You can't drink in the streets in Germany, can you?
No, yes, you can.
walk around with a cup?
Yeah, you can drink. That's another thing. What's different than over here? You can drink on the streets, however, how much you want in glass bottles. You can openly show your alcohol beverages. It doesn't matter what it looks like. You can drink out of a can. You can drink out of a glass. You can drink
Really?
out of the bottle. Nobody cares.
Wow.
But you can't bring your own drink into a bar, into a club, into
Right.
anything.
Okay, yeah, but if
And
you're-
you can't leave it. You
can
can't
leave
take
it-
it with you.
You can take it with you.
You can't.
You can't.
Oh, okay,
So,
so
you have
you-
to have your own drinks.
You
in the
need to
street.
chuck it and get a
and get
F
chug
out.
it and then yeah. Damn, we almost got
Oh, almost got it. So
Almost.
they don't say. Y'all don't say. F you. You say what?
Fick Dich.
That counts.
That counts.
Any language.
Well, you don't know if it's true.
So
I know it's true.
Are there in terms of like clubs versus bars or whatever? Are there places where it's like men only, women only?
No,
Not really?
No, not at all. Well, on the toilet.
Well, no, I mean I just know that like
That's good.
England, there's like pubs where it's like if a woman
Mostly dudes?
if a woman walks in, they're like, oh, what the fuck is she doing?
Well,
here?
we have.
You had the opportunity to use a British accent.
We
and
have
do it.
in Hamburg this famous street where the whole street is only for men because they're like women presenting themselves
Oh,
on the street.
Oh, it's like a red light district.
Yes.
presenting themselves.
But only for men. There's like one street.
how
But now
formal
and
you said
then
it.
girls dressing up like men because they want to see the streets because they're like effing in the window.
What?
Yes, they do. And they're like
Is that,
presenting
is that
themselves.
during Love Parade?
No, that's not Love Parade. Yeah, it's this called the Herbert Street,
Okay.
and you go in the street, and then the man can do window shopping for men.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh,
And-
men for men.
No, for women.
Oh, okay, got you. So they're window shopping.
So they're like, yeah,
Yeah,
So
women
they're
in there.
whores.
But yes.
Who was?
Who is? Yes.
So these are like kind of men-only places.
No,
I
yeah.
can't think of any other like club
Yeah.
with only. They have some clubs they do like girls' nights,
Right.
but
gotcha,
there's
yeah.
still guys there. But they open early for girls, and the girls get they get special drinks
Yeah,
or
like
something.
no cover charge
yes.
or something like that, or
yeah.
free
Do,
drinks
do,
until
do most bars have cover charges, or is it free?
What is cover charges?
Pay-
to
pay at the
pay
door.
to get in.
The bars not. The clubs, yes.
Yeah.
So if the club has like a DJ or
Yeah.
So the music scene over there, is it mostly like
Electronic.
electronic? Yeah, mostly. So
Yes, it's mostly, especially in Munich. We have a lot of hip hop bars.
yeah.
Or hip hop clubs.
Yeah.
But the scene is really electronic,
EDM
but
driven.
not the electronic music you listen over here.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like David Guetta and like.
I
Okay,
wasn't
yeah.
that, I wasn't
so-
that here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just don't go to the right places or the wrong places.
Are there
Eh.
gay clubs?
yeah.
Yeah,
We have
but-
a whole gay district in Munich. They even have the
Is it
the
called the
street
whole-
lights with the same, like they're like this little guys. They're same-sex guys and same-sex girls.
So that's like the
they're
marker.
they're holding their hands at the street light.
That is amazing.
That's what's up.
So you know what corner you're on.
Yeah.
So can you turn that fan down? Because
Down? Are you cold?
No, my eyes are drying out. I'm over here like, why am I getting so tired? Like, I'm never staring directly at you.
Now you are.
Oh, and we have no
Don't
air
fall in
conditioning
love.
in bars and clubs.
Really?
I'm out.
No, that's just the camera. Don't worry about it.
Oh, cool.
No air conditioning at all.
But I mean, how hot does it get though?
we don't have it at Huckapoo's either, but
Yeah. Well, I
Where
don't
does
know.
it get to, like, it's compare it to a day here. Like what kind of like this time of year? Like okay, in the hottest time of the year. In
Well,
Munich.
we don't have Fahrenheit. We have Celsius.
I know, but like you lived here, so in July
So-
here you're melting outside. Is it not
It's
get like that
it's
in
in
Germany?
July. It's like 100 here,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so it's now Well, sometimes. So I would say more like in the summer it's like 90.
We'll just do this. Okay.
It does get hot.
Tell me the Celsius temperature. I'll convert it for us.
31, 32.
All right.
So you work day job, but you bartend for fun because
Yeah.
it's like a.
That's
social-
87.8 degrees. That ain't much, and the humidity's not probably near as bad.
No,
as it is here.
there's
Right,
no
there you
humidity.
go. But it's like a fun social aspect
Yes.
for you, and you continue to do it. Is it rewarding in the sense of like, do you having fun and getting paid, or do you not care about how much money you make necessarily?
Yeah,
Because-
I don't really care how much money I make. Well, I still want to make some money.
Of course, yeah.
But I don't really care because for me it's like meeting new people, and I also do like event managing jobs. So I want to see that the people are having fun, and seeing that it's the best place to be is behind the bar. You just know
'Cause you
what's
observe
you
everything, yeah.
observe everything. You know how the crowd is. You see the people standing up by the beginning of the night, and then slowing down, and you can't see them anymore because they're like
Right.
on the bar.
And you can tell by how the type of fun that they're having, that informs you on how you can make them have a better time
Yeah,
next time
yeah.
when you do plan it
Yeah.
like that.
So
Yes.
Do y'all? So we were talking about this on our last couple of podcasts. Unfortunately, we've had to bring up tipping out your assisting staff. So barbacks and everything, they don't get tipped out from you because you're not really making tips. They just get an hourly pay, right?
Yeah, but for example, in my club we have in Munich, we only have like a staff of like 4 people, and one is always running around, and we have like outside security and stuff, and they get paid hourly. But what we tip behind the bar, we get the most of it, but we give them like a little bit of
Something,
a
yeah.
little bit of tip. We
Something,
give
yeah.
them. It's just an extra. They can.
Yeah, because if they make your life easier.
Yeah.
Even.
Well, the guys just love me. They do everything for me. They don't.
Hey,
Oh,
see, I have to pay for that love. All my barbacks, I pay them too
love you.
much. Yeah, I pay them to
pay
love
them.
me.
Here's money. Love me. That works in a lot of relationships.
So is there like cocktail waitressing? Like, so if it's in the club, like you're not just behind the bar.
I'm only behind the bar in the club. If in the bar, if you're in an actual bar,
Yeah.
till like 10 p.m. 10 p.m. They do like service, like you call it cocktail service,
Yeah,
or
well,
like
yeah.
you
pretty
go
much,
to
yeah.
the table
Go to
and
the
serve
table, yeah.
serve them, but it's only like 10 p.m.
Oh, but
till
then
the-
after 10, they gotta
Yeah,
come
they
up
get
to the
come
bar.
up to the
Okay,
bar.
yeah.
And what we also don't have is like giving your credit card to the bartender and just having an open tap. You have to pay right away.
Every time.
Every
Every
time.
time. Yeah.
You know what? I don't
But if you're
necessarily.
doing bottle service, that helps too.
Yeah.
Because you're probably not going back.
I don't necessarily mind that because a lot of people will come up and they'll want to open a tab and I'll be like, you sure you don't want to just close it out right now because you're probably gonna leave this, and so they'll end up leaving and leave their card there. You know.
Okay.
I would rather them just go ahead and
And
exchange.
Yeah.
close it out.
and
Yeah,
be-
you never give your card out.
Really?
No. I mean, sometimes you just can say, okay, I'm going to be here for a while, and the barkeepers probably know you. And then we just put you on a table.
That's how it works
So-
in Huckaboo's.
yeah.
But sometimes it works the other way. I know you. Give me your credit card.
But you never give them your
Gina.
credit card. They just, I would say in Germany, nobody will just go out and not pay.
Really? Yes.
Yeah,
That's,
we are trustworthy.
You hear that? 80 people we know. When you go to Germany, don't do that.
It is not that
Don't
way.
be that guy.
It is not that way here in general. So the people that I know, yeah, they're all trustworthy. But
Yeah.
some people will.
What a crock of shit was that?
I mean, it's kind of true. But some people will come up and they're like, "Do you need my card?" I'm like, "Yes, I need your card because
I know you.
you've walked out on me before."
So in the bar in my hometown, they do like what is the thing called in American what you put under your glass?
Coaster.
Coaster.
Coaster. So they write down what you have on your coaster,
Oh.
and then you bring your coaster to the bar, and then you pay.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, they do that too.
So I've seen a place where they give you your glass and they have tiny cocktail straws, and each
Yeah.
time you get a new drink, they put
A cocktail straw in there.
one more cocktail straw in there. So then
And that's
at,
a good idea
at the end
too.
of the night, the only thing is, it's like, don't you be throwing any of them damn straws away.
That sounds too easy. That
Oh, yeah.
sounds too easy.
Well, Paxton's eating them.
No, but the places that they do this are where these old men just sit there and they never get up. You know, they're
Yeah.
they're sitting there with their cocktail, and
Yeah.
you know, like I had 6 straws tonight. You know, that'll be $40 or whatever.
It's like the cup collectors. You know, to give me another cup and they stack their cups up,
So that
or they fall down.
that kind of pisses me off though, because there's this one guy, he would come in, and every time he got a new drink, because we use plastic, he
Yeah.
would get a beer and he would just stack. I'll be like, hey man, I'll just keep your.
Yeah,
I'll keep a
I'm
tally.
keeping track of you.
I'm not gonna rip you off. Let's save the earth a little bit. He's like, you think me using these plastic cups is gonna make any difference on whether global warming or whatever? I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, I
yeah.
don't. I'm like, I don't
Exactly.
know.
It's not going to
but,
make it worse.
But like, why are you fighting? Why are you dying on this hill right
Yeah.
now? Why
Yeah.
are you? Why are you fighting?
Sounds like a
Well,
Just
he
as-
Like guys
doesn't
on
trust
hills.
you, I guess.
I see. I don't think it's not because he doesn't trust. Because some people don't trust me, and that's fine. I don't want them to.
All right, thanks. No, I got it.
Oh, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Don't trust. I don't care. Don't fucking trust me. Don't even try and be my friend. Actually, I'm not gonna try and rip you off
Why don't you give me your credit card? I'll keep drinking.
for your 5 Bud Lights. I'm not trying to rip you off. You know what I mean? In drinks at popular like clubs where music is happening, how much more expensive are they than if you were just in like a local, like
Like at Huckapoo, a drink at Huckapoo's is $5 for a Tito's and water. But if I go down to Peacock Lounge, it's $10. I go to JW Marriott on Roof, it's $14.
And it's because it's
of
bigger,
it's a
more
bigger,
popular.
nicer place. Like a,
Well, so in Munich, it's like because it's Munich.
it sounds kinda
Every
bougie.
place is
Bougie.
it's really expensive. If you in Germany, it's more like if you go out in the country, then it's cheaper.
Sure.
So
But if you're in a big city like
yeah, if you're in a big city like Munich, you go from club to club. It goes from $9.50 a long drink, $9.50 to $12.50.
Wow, okay.
But it's not like they're like really high fancy ones.
Sure, yeah,
Then
yeah.
you pay a little bit more, but most of the time it's like this range.
yeah.
In my club, we do like 2 paychecks or pay things. We do like when we have a party where just teenagers are, we do like $7. And when there are like snobby people there, we do $9.
So it's like Paxton's Happy
Nice.
Hour.
Yeah.
It's like Paxton's Happy Hour.
I do the exact same thing. If people come in and I know that they're young and probably won't
Yeah.
tip, I charge them,
Yeah.
extra. And if I know they're cool, I charge them the normal price.
Yeah.
or-
So friends and family are always 50% off.
Oh, wow,
Always.
and you,
okay.
and you
Yeah.
get to make
Wow.
that call?
Yeah.
Huh?
And you get to make that call.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
So in terms of just Germany in general, what would you say? Would Munich be the most expensive city?
Yeah,
generally?
Munich and Hamburg, especially Munich, is really, really expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody says this, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So we call it bougie.
Yeah, if you go out a night, it costs you like $200 at least.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
like even in the U.S., like if you go to New York, it's going to be way
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
expensive than going
Yeah.
to Atlanta or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, or to, Valdosta.
So Munich, Hamburg, Berlin.
Berlin is really cheap.
Really?
Berlin is a fun city to be. Berlin is really cheap. The electronic scene is really high, and
Yeah.
it's so much fun. Drugs are a lot there.
Yeah, I'm
There are
sure,
like a
yeah.
lot of it's the underground
Yeah, yeah,
city
yeah.
of Germany.
Oh, okay, that's where people go to like.
It's
have
a
their,
great scene. So you
Okay.
drink more water there than you drink.
Yeah, you're not
Alcohol.
You're eating them European disco biscuits.
Nice.
You don't need much cocktails.
I like the
You
subtlety.
You just need.
Yeah,
that
every
water.
time when we have an electronic party in our club, we're like, okay, let's bring all the water bottles in.
Yeah, that's a smart move, though.
When I was much younger and I would go to like EDM clubs in Jacksonville, I didn't have any money. The only money I had was to get 2 ecstasy pills.
Yeah.
And I would buy 1 water
And then go to the bathroom and
and
fill
then
it
go to
up.
the bathroom and
I've
fill it
done
up
that quite a few
100
times.
Yeah, because we don't have refills in Germany, and we don't have we don't get just water out. Every water costs in Germany.
That's what she said.
Really?
You
Yeah,
always
yeah,
have to
yeah.
pay.
I chugged like 4 glasses of water. And she's like, we don't do that here.
No.
So why is it a thing for charging for water?
I have no idea. I can't answer you that
Really?
question.
Yeah.
I was thinking of it because it's like tap water. Our tap water
Yeah.
is really, especially in Munich, it comes right from the mountains.
Yeah.
So it's really clean. You can ask for tap water and they just give it to you.
Yeah.
But at a restaurant, you don't do that.
So it's
in
easier
a
to go to the
club, you
bathroom
just
there.
go to the bathroom when you use it. So
I mean, yeah.
How much is the water?
like $3.
Out the tap? Damn.
And
No,
that's
no,
a,
that's out the bottle.
that's at a restaurant or a club. or
Yeah, and in
anywhere?
a club, most of the times, you buy
Well, the thing
alcohol, they just give you tap water. That's fine. But in a restaurant, no, it costs like a bottle like $6.
Really? Yeah, so they're not just setting water like here in the U.S. You
Yeah.
go to a nice restaurant, they're
Yeah.
setting water on the table right
Yeah,
away.
no,
So
nope,
it's not like that.
not happening.
Because I've heard in places, and I keep going back to Japan, but in Japan,
You've been to Japan?
if you don't order like a soft drink or an alcoholic drink, yeah, it's sort of disrespectful, at the restaurant. Like if you ask for a water, they're like, no, don't you want like a soda or
Yeah.
Or something.
something
I
alcoholic?
think it's pretty similar than
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah.
If you like had a full menu and you bought a lot of beverage and you
Yeah.
bought a lot of soft drinks and you ask, can I have a tap
Can I have
water,
wa- Yeah, then
please?
they'll be like, okay.
They'll be like, they will still look at you like, what,
Okay.
whatever.
But if you just walk in like, hey, could I just get a water, please?
Yeah, don't do that.
I'll have the cheapest thing you've got and a water.
Hey, excuse me, how much is the water? When people ask me that, I'm like, are you driving? It's free then.
Yeah.
For you,
Yeah.
for you, it's free. As
Go
long
get it at the bathroom.
as long as you're driving, it's free. I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, it's such a strong difference because of our culture versus theirs.
Well, the thing that I'm surprised about and that I'm happy to learn is etiquette-wise, because over here, no one has any self-awareness of the of how they're acting, especially towards people in the service industry.
Yeah.
And they're so unaware in terms of like how to interact with someone, who is serving you, that it's refreshing to hear that over there they're like they're not just fucking acting like a jerk off trying to sleep with everyone.
Well, we have some douchebags there,
Of
but
course, everyone does.
everywhere. But
But in the
I
overall-
think more over here than.
Do you call them Deutsch bags? Hey.
No, 100%. Way more over here. Like every other dude
Yeah.
is a douchebag over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were more over here.
It's got 1 in 3 guys. We got Vinny.
Hey, you can fuck off. I'm a gentleman.
Sorry, I had to.
So how
Aw.
much longer are you here?
Till Monday.
Oh, till next one. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what
And how's your liver doing so far?
Why?
It's been a lot of.
So we
had
had
a lot
so
of
much
drinking.
trouble getting the podcast started today. We had already drank like 2 of these
Yeah,
full
Yeah.
containers.
It feels like it's been forever since I was
feel,
at home.
I feel okay though.
Yeah.
I feel
your murder skills are
pineapple-y.
I feel like I am a pilot.
Your
Pineapple.
murder skills are
Well, it's-
because you're like a lot of people here aren't. When you drink, you're not going to you have to drive. But you don't have to drive from here. Or you're driving
Yeah.
from my house, and we're going to eat before you do that. So you don't. If you're going to drive, you'll have maybe 1, and maybe not 2. But that's
Yeah.
it drinks. You don't. play with
No,
that.
we really like, especially in Germany, you can drive so fast, and you're really responsible what drinking and driving is.
Because
So
if you get a DUI, isn't it like a long term?
we don't we don't really have DUIs, but if they catch you at you get in trouble when something happens. But still, they do some checks, like alcohol checks, and you are over 0.5, your driver license get away,
Wait.
like right away.
Point-
You
oh,
don't
okay.
you don't go to jail or
They just
anything.
take your
They just take your license.
But I think that's just as much of a punishment.
Yeah.
And see,
it's
thing
hard to
is-
get a license there too.
Here's the thing, though. Like,
yeah, it's cost
in the
$3,000.
U.S., if
I'm sorry, head cost what? Hold on a second. What'd you say?
3,000.
I'm not wrong.
Between 2,000 and 3,000.
To get your driver's license.
Yes.
I paid $8
to get it
to get mine last
origi-
time.
so
The first time.
got you.
Yeah, you have to take all the
So
lessons.
here in the U.S., the punishment system is all right, so let's say you fuck up and get a DUI.
Oh,
right?
hey, you trying to get us back in here?
Instead of them just taking your license away, they also fine you, I don't know, $5,000.
Yeah, well, they find you, but then you get all those fees and
But
everything.
that starts to ruin your life after that, so you can never catch back up. So I think the system in Germany where they're like, hey, if you drive drunk, we're taking your license away.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a appropriate punishment.
You get to pay to get it back.
And no, you just have to wait. I mean, the law tells you, okay, your driver license is gone for like 2 months, and they will send it to you afterwards.
Hey.
And you have to pay still some amount of money, but it's not as much as over here.
But they're
Like,
not taking you straight to jail and then
No,
you have to pay
you only have to go to jail if like you kill somebody or something.
Right.
Like
Getting
they
a
don't
wreck, yeah.
put you in jail just for drunk
Well, see,
driving.
here in the U.S., the reason they put you in jail for drunk driving is because it's a money system. They want the government wants to get money from you.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes,
they're
yes.
not trying to teach you a lesson and make you not want to drink and drive.
Well, you
anymore.
still have to pay money, but it's not as much.
No, but see, when you go to jail here, like
Yeah.
it starts costing you money right away.
Okay.
Over there, they're like,
you got to pay to get out. I'm trying to get back on the camera. Everybody.
We hate every camera
We're doing-
dying here. I'm trying to the
"Every
best to do
camera's
it.
dying, sorry."
We're doing.
I was like, what
we're-
are they doing
I was
over
wondering-
there?
I was wondering-
What?
Everybody gets to see Sophia more. It's
I was
fine.
like-
I'm okay.
wondering
My
what y'all
eyes
were
are
doing.
so dry. I'm fine. I was in a video and he's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No, my eyes hurt."
well, we can wrap it up.
I'm
then.
probably red.
We can wrap it up then if everything's
It's just
dying.
everything's dying.
Everything. I mean,
My eyes
Everything's
are dying.
I mean,
We
we're-
are dying.
This is becoming the longest one. Like, this
Hey,
is
I
good.
think we died before the podcast even started.
we
because
did,
I was
I
on
know.
my hands and knees trying to pull cables in and out, whatever. Well,
It was quite a day.
Well, I'm glad I was here.
And
It was a
we're-
It
lot
was
of
so
So
work.
glad
great
to have
having
you.
you.
we were so glad to have you.
And tell everyone in Germany to listen to this podcast. All of them.
Yeah, there will.
We've had Scott Jacobs on, 11-time Emmy Award winner.
if you want to put your Instagram handle out, if
She
you
does
want
the. She
people-
does the. She has hers on lockdown.
Oh, good. Okay. You can find us on From Behind the BarCast.
Yes.
You can send us emails at
It's on the screen right now.
gmail.com. Look at this thing.
Look at it. Right there. Swipe up, swipe down, swipe left, swipe
I like
right.
how y'all can see the computer now. Y'all know what's going on.
I've been really enjoying that.
Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Sophia,
Thank
thank you
you.
so
And
much.
before
I
we
love
go-
you, Pia. That was awesome.
Before we go, what's the Fick Dich count?
Sophia
you
had
go.
1 German F-bomb. Paxton wins with 6. Clint in a close second with 5. I only had 3, so fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck y'all, I'm out. I win.
Big day.
Thanks, guys. We love you.